Hello everyone, back with Palworld. Again, what a horrible intro. I will get better. Hopefully the mic quality's better. I know it hasn't been great. Hopefully it's a little better. I can't afford a mic. I'm using my laptop's mic. So, yeah. So, since last time I've done a bit of upgrading on the base, getting some metal done, got some gear, like got a belt I can hold food in to automatically consume, got a better pickaxe, a little bit more armor, and got a fishing rod so we can do a little bit of fishing. Because what kind of game would this be if it didn't have fishing in it? I've also caught a few more pals, just in the process of getting materials and stuff. And I've come up with a new topic that should last a little bit of time at the very least. Hopefully. I mean, how do you do this? Okay, this is how you do it. Okay. Topic is a certain MMO that I used to play. Phantasy Star Online. That was enough to level up, huh? Phantasy Star Online New Genesis, as it's currently called. Talk about it, because Phantasy Star Online 2, Phantasy Star Online 2, that's actually accurate. So you might have heard of it before. Quite a good MMO, a really good one in my opinion. But at some point they decided to update it to... They finished the story and they decided that they wanted to do something new. They wanted to make a open world version, which they called Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. And... I like this. I'm actually thinking of doing a review on it at some point. Of an MMO instead of a gacha, but... Can I drop frag grenades? Okay. Yeah, gonna do a review on it, but with how OBS doesn't want to record anything even decently graphically intensive for some reason anymore, that's not gonna happen. So, Online New Genesis is the open world version of Phantasy Star Online 2, which I will admit I played a lot of. I did play a lot of New Genesis. Basically, they took Phantasy Star Online 2, they made the graphics better quality, of a higher quality, open world, and on a technical level, it runs better. It runs better. One of those games that you go, okay, technically, it's better. No, don't cut that. Yeah. Do some fishing, now we're gonna do some exploring, capture a chillet over there, but back to the main topic. Surprisingly, isn't this game? Yes. It's a game that is technically better. But, and this is a big but for me. While on a technical level the game may be more impressive, in my opinion the game is much worse than original Phantasy Star Online 2. Again, graphically it doesn't look as good. It's in Phantasy Star Online 2, every area that you can go is an enclosed space that is an enclosed space, so it's not open world. They're like enclosed levels that you go in, other people can jump into at any time and run around and do stuff, and okay, come on, you guys, come on. Really? But, if I'm being honest, they shouldn't have changed. They shouldn't have changed Phantasy Star Online. My opinion, changing it to open world. First of all, changing it to open world. It was not a game that needed that. Already a good game. The gameplay suited an enclosed world. And especially because in those enclosed worlds, other players are just running about. And because of that, you know, they're running about, you fight stuff together, and it's just fun. It was just fun. I feel like I said this in the last episode about just fun. The game just needs to be fun. And that's what this was. It was just fun, enjoyable. You know, people nowadays with games, it's, oh, I need the reward for doing this activity. I need a reward for doing it. This, yeah, there were small rewards, minor rewards that didn't really matter. You know, like just really not much of a reward. Like you get some experience, you can level up your class, which at a certain point it stops making much of a difference whether you've leveled up or not in it. But you know what? It didn't matter because it was just fun. Be in an area, just clearing random objectives that pop up, clearing off just minor little things, and you have stuff like, oh, you're in this area based off of Las Vegas, based off of Las Vegas, Nevada, and suddenly like a Sphinx statue that's there comes alive and starts attacking you. And you have to fight it with other players and defeat it. I know, that it sounds ridiculous. That sounds just absurdist. Just sounds absurd. You know what, though? It just felt amazing to play. It was awesome. It was cool. It was great. Being an area based off of Tokyo, and a train comes to life and attacks you. Being a forest and just a group of enemies just starts rampaging an area you go and you take them out and... and the classes. Now I said that on a technical level, New Genesis would be the better game, just on a technical level. Well, I say that to a degree, because they have the classes, and yes, they've updated they've brought over some of the classes from the original, and you can play them, and they play a little differently, some are smoother, but the high-level classes that you have to put a lot of time into... Hey! No, Ruger, you gotta go, you can't be in here, you know that. Go. Sorry, that was dog. No, he's not supposed to come in here, but he just likes to come in here at times for some reason. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the classes. It's one of those where, yeah, they brought the class over and this gameplay is smoother, technically, but it doesn't feel as good, and in the original, once you leveled up like 2 classes to a high enough level, you could unlock these special classes. For those that played, probably know, like the Hero class, or the Italy class. Which, I'll just say, both feel 100 times better than any of the classes that are in the... At least from what I've played, from the last time I played feel 100 times better than any of the classes in New Genesis. And, to be honest, not only did they feel better, they played a lot better, too. It's just... they had more uniqueness to them. Meteorite? Okay, I guess I'll go do that. Just gonna go and get the fox from there, but if a meteorite's falling, I guess I'll do that. But yes, you have stuff like the hero. A class that every class has like 3 different weapon types they can use. The hero, though, uses the sword, dual pistols, and can't remember the other type. It's one I didn't really use much. That's just a me thing. But the big thing was you have your skills that you use, and with hero, when you use certain skills at certain times, you'd switch weapons. And you'd switch between your weapons and to use a different skill from that weapon, and just allow you to quickly swap between all of your different weapon types. Which went smoothly, felt great. I believe you can technically do that if you do things just right. You can technically do that on New Genesis, but it's a lot more difficult and it doesn't feel as smooth. At least from when I tried. Those are a bit too high level for me. Just gonna run up and, grab some meteorites. Fragment and just... Now we are going to run for it. Oh, you took out my deer instantly. Oh! Oh. Damn it. Well, that's not what I wanted. But the big one for me is the class called Italy, which is not... The only class level to 100 was Hero. But Italy was my favorite class. Why? Just... It felt... Remember how I said that the new game, it feels smoother? This feels... Say that Italy feels 10 times smoother, at least to me, than any of the classes in the new, updated, supposedly better version of the game. And I shouldn't call it better version, because the game's so different that it's not even the same game anymore. Oh, it's slow. But the Italy, smooth gameplay, you switch between weapons. I only remember 2 of them. The wand and the dual swords, which both played wonderfully, allowed you to be... Big thing they had was, when you're being offensive, you can also defend. For example, the dual swords, the ability where in the middle of any attack you could press the guard button and block even as you were attacking. Which, to be honest, I'm not the greatest player. Not even close. But it did, for those that were skilled, it was wonderful. Being able to be offensive and defensive at the same time, it's great. And you'd think when they went and made the new game, they would bring over some of the mechanics like that, bring over some of the better classes. But they didn't. They refused to for some reason I genuinely don't know. I just don't get it. How full is my inventory? Really full. Okay, this area is clearly too high level for us. So let's get out of here. Where do we go next? We'll explore this way. Yes. Back to the main points. Whatever that was. Yeah, the game... They changed up things... I mean, I know that probably sounds like, oh, they changed the game slightly and the old players don't like it. Which I can understand. But I think it's fair to say that they removed a lot of what made the game great, feel good. A lot of the feel good. Now whenever you roam the world, instead of having all these players around to do all these random events with, you're just running around an empty world, basically. Sure, you can find enemies, players in certain areas, farming certain things, but that's just them farming for gear. Other one, people just run around other places not because of there's gear. It's they just go to these different places and do things because it was fun. No other reason. I know that sounds almost difficult to believe nowadays. That sounds ridiculous to a lot of people, but that's just how it was. And it felt good. I keep saying that. It feels good. It just sounds weird to say, I know, but I don't know of a better way to describe it. Go away. Okay. Did it run off? It just vanished. It attacked me a few times and vanished. Whatever. This is new. Hacking? Okay, I've never seen this before. So I don't know what I'm doing. Ring of grass resistance schematic. Okay. That's new. One of the new things they added. The original story was much better. Just you got to spend more time with the NPCs, the characters in the story. While in the new one, it's like, okay, you basically go on a mission with them. You have a moment with them in the overworld where, if we be honest, the character models may be better. They aren't as good. You know that feeling when, yeah, it's technically better, but it's definitely worse? That's the feeling. That's the feeling on how the models are. They are technically better models, but they aren't as expressive. That's it. They've increased the quality of the models, but the cost of making them less expressive, not as high quality. They can't. It's a hard thing to describe. I think I did, but you may not understand. I don't know. And on top of that, they've added things like, you'd get to go on. Just even if you're going to an area where other players are, you could invite other NPCs along to fight alongside you. No, they wouldn't do much, but they were there and they were fighting. They weren't the most helpful, but hey, it was something. It made the game feel more like a world and less of a game. That's a good way of describing it. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Made it feel more like a world and less like a game. And it was enjoyable. It was fun. And sure, I'm sure it's New Genesis is still fun, but not as much as the old was. And top of that, I was gonna say the extreme quests, basically just limited time thing every day at certain times, basically like a big boss encounter that players can. The big story boss encounter that players can do for rewards. That's what That's what emergency quests are, and, you know, you do them, it's no nice. They have them in the new one. The old one, though, they were so cinematic and genuinely some of the best boss designs and interesting boss fights I've ever seen. That's saying something. Let's see, what do you have? All this stuff for dog coins. Now. I need these. Increase my accessories I can carry. Be important. What else? What else? What else? On some of the cinematics they had for the bosses. I mean, you can still play the original game, the original version of the game. There's not as many people, and it's in service mode, so no new content, and there's obviously a lot less players, but you can still do it. But a number of the emergency quests are now just aren't played anymore. The developers just don't play them anymore. They play the more up-to-date, higher-level ones. And because of that, number of the quests are basically just lost to time. And it's sad, because genuinely, once you're done with this video, go look up some of the emergency quest cinematics. There are some genuinely amazing ones out there. And it makes you wonder why they went a different direction. Oh, thanks for that. And even just creativity. One of the bosses you fight is against this. It's a multi-phase fight. Part of it you're fighting against Persona, which is basically an evil version of yourself in the story. Now, how the fight is, when you fight them the first time, wanted to capture you, but when you get to the part where you fight them, they're wearing the same gear outfit that you are. Okay, fine, looks like you, alright. So what's so special about that? Well, what's so special is that it's like that. Okay, it's nice, it's neat. Now, the next time you go and fight them, it records what gear they were wearing at the time, and the next time you fight them, they're gonna have that same gear. Even if you switch the gear your character's currently wearing, that boss will always have the same gear they had when you fought, the same gear as when you first fought them. But you know what? That's something that's just awesome to me. I've never seen this PAL before. It looks cool. So I'm gonna capture you, Wispaw. Get in the ball. I want you. I want you in my current party. Yeah, they always have the same gear, and that's just cool. I mean, it's always the thing, you fight them again, it's like a flash to the past. They seem to have reached unanimous consensus to don't on Wispaw. Yeah, it's one of those that it's just a flash to the past of like, oh, I remember I wore that gear back then. I've changed my appearance. And the amount of appearance options that they had for free for you, that you get for free. I mean, they even had a whole thing where people could post their fashion out for everyone to see. And there were everything from real interesting designs to some questionable designs, if I'm being honest, but still, the fact that they had so many designs is it's just awesome. Combat, you just need to take a bunch of damage and get caught. You're a glowing one, which I believe means you're lucky, which means I need to catch you. Yes, a lot of them. It's just so many designs. And there still are a good number of designs. It's just that, well, a lot of the new ones are the good designs now. You have to pay for. Well, you actually have to do a loot box for, which, for the good looking gear now. Before, you could get plenty for free, which, I know, companies are gonna do what companies do, but it sucks. It still sucks. Doesn't change the fact that companies doing what they're gonna do doesn't change the fact that it sucks that they do that now. Yeah, I don't like that. And even some of the optional bosses. There are like 2 super bosses, I believe, and you know, one of them is just, if I'm being blunt, kind of just bull, you know. There's no denying that. But there's another one which boss that you could fight repeatedly. Every time you fought it, you'd unlock a new level you could fight it at. You get rewards for the more times you beat it. For the higher the difficulty you beat it. And one of the mechanics that I really liked on it is that you're doing it, sure. Oh. But you're doing it and fight them. They have a mechanic where each individual attack you have, like each basic attack with each weapon type, every skill, all that, it records how much damage you deal with each of those. And once you've dealt a certain percentage of its health with any of those, it becomes immune. So let's say you use skill A, and you deal like 30% of its, over the course of the fight, you deal like 30% of its max health to that skill. It now becomes immune to that skill for the rest of the fight. That's a cool idea. Now, of course, early on, it doesn't really make much of a difference. But as you get to higher levels, and suddenly you're having to... The thing, I'll put it. The capture rate when awarded increased capture rate when awarded a back bonus. Okay. I just like how you look, so even if you're not good, I'm taking you. Protect nearby treasure chests and scrap. Useful. Real useful. Mining +2. Oh, is that because it's lucky? Because it's lucky it has a higher mining speed? Oh. That's neat. I would take you with me, and I do like you, Tombat, but I think you'd be better off in the base. If I'm being honest. Who do I replace, though? Well, I guess, yeah, you just have to go. Yeah, so I'm a guy that's in the game. Every class had multiple weapon types. I kind of just used one and stuck with it, if I'm being perfectly honest. The hero class, I used two weapon types because you could freely switch between them, and sword and twin guns worked real nicely together. That's how they were built. But you know what? I hate inventory management. I'm not one of the people that enjoys this. Yeah. Back to the point. Back to the point. Get back to the point, you idiot. The point I'm trying to get is, I'm not a person that used all the weapon types. A raid's approaching in 5 minutes. Alright then, sure. Whatever you say. But this fight forced me to learn other weapon types, to use them, to learn them, and you know what? It gave me a better appreciation for all the weapon types, because now you're forced to use it, if you're forced to use it, you're gonna want to pay to get those people that raid away? Screw you. It's just cool. I'm gonna go fishing with the little bit of bait I have left while I wait for this raid to come. Ooh, there's a glowing fish over there. Which means better rewards. Yeah, it's like, it forced me to use new types, learn how to use all my weapons, and help me appreciate how smooth and good the combat is. And that's cool. That's awesome. And they don't have any of that in the current game, in New Genesis. It's just sad that, yeah, the updated version that's open world is worse than the old version. That now doesn't have as many players because most people are playing the new version. Because it's actually getting updated. What? Oh. Okay. Yeah. It's just sad. And you know, they made the game open world. Gonna be perfectly honest, the game was better before. The game didn't need to be open world. It's not one of those games that benefits from being open world. In fact, it benefits from not being open world. But they made the thing of, oh, everything needs to be open world because open world is better, which I'm sure many of us can agree. Open world does not automatically mean better, regardless of how much game companies try to convince us that it is. They're just wrong. How long until the raid? 2 minutes? What do I do for 2 minutes while I wait? Yeah, that's kind of my rant on that. Phantasy Star Online 2 was better than New Genesis. Just don't know why they decided to... I mean, I guess they did finish the story on Phantasy Star Online 2. Hell, even when New Genesis came out, I'd stopped playing online. Stopped playing the original for a while. I went back to the original. When the new game came out, I went back to the original and finished the story. And it's an amazing final boss. I mean, genuinely, one that just think, like, shocking how good it is. It's just... Why couldn't they have kept this for... Why couldn't they have just kept it for... Why couldn't they have taken it and just used, like, the same formula with a new story? That's what I don't get. You have a great story, why mix it up? Stick with what works. I know that innovation needs to happen at some points, but being honest, you had a really good formula. You tried and you failed. So, just is what it is, I guess. It just sucks. That's all there really is to say. It just sucks. But it's one of those things you can't really do anything about. You know, it's just what's going to happen with time. Just what's going to happen with time. Let's get this built. We'll fight off that raid. Should be here any moment now. 2, 1, 0. Where's the raid? Wave 1 of 1, Syndicate Patrol. Attacking for 5 minutes, and it's just a bunch of Syndicate goons. You wanted me to pay to not have to deal with this? Bunch of level 7 goons. Thugs. Hell, you want me to be honest? The loot from them is better. I'd like getting the loot from them. Some low-level Pal Spears. Yeah, they're not the higher grade Pal Spears, but you know what? They're decent. Raid defeated. Yeah. I mean, you see how pathetic it was? Of course it was defeated. This video's been going on a decent amount of time. What should I do next? Oh, yeah. I think we'll go fight the Pin King and try to capture him. We only have normal Pal Spheres. It takes ingots to make these, right? It can make 1. 17 enough to capture the Pin King? I don't know. We're gonna find out, though. Gonna do this, and we'll end this as I finish my rant on Phantasy Star Online 2. How they should have just stuck with what they had. Developers thinking that they know what's best when, you know, sometimes they do know better than better than the players. Let's be honest. Sometimes they really don't. Yes, we're gonna enter a sealed realm of frozen wings. We're gonna fight the Pin King. I like how you move about, you know, how you move about Wispaw. Ooh, you took a lot of damage fast. Dodzy, you are electric, so you have an advantage against the Pin King and the Pingullets. You're still taking a ton of damage. Okay, Nox, you get in there and do some fighting. Don't have many arrows, so I can't really do much. My arrows don't do much damage anyway. Wow, I feel like they've increased the damage your pals take significantly. $35% chance. We have about 35% chance. We have 15 more spears to throw. Yeah, we got this. 1, 2, we got him. We got him. We got a Pin King. Throw him in our base. Pretty good. Guys level up. Wispaw leveled up a light. I just like how Wispaw looks. You know, I know there's the whole idea of you need to take the PAL the better PAL, the one that does more damage and all that. And for me, it's sure to a degree, but I like taking the guys I like. Yeah, we're gonna put him in this base. Fire Pals drop 40% more items when defeated. It's actually pretty nice. Almost want to take you in my party, because that is quite nice. Here's a better Pingullet. I mean, you could build stuff faster, water stuff faster, mine stuff, haul stuff a lot faster. Help me get fire organs faster. You know what? I'll take you into the party. You can come with me. You can come with me. You can tell me. Now that's gonna end this video here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't know what topic I'm gonna go over next time. But I do know that the base will be in a better condition, will probably be a little bit higher level. And we'll probably be heading this way. And do this next time. Yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Bye.